So as we round up the teaching today, I want us to look at some factors. When we talk about unemployment, uh, we also talk about inflation. What are the things we see? How how high is it in our country? Um, you see, there are certain things I believe that's one of the reasons for census. When they carry out that action and then people are being counted. I believe one of the usefulness of census is to be able to make projections at the level of the nation so that at least once they have a number that is at least close to the total number of people in the land. Although census cannot actually pick everyone in the nation accurately, but at least to some extent, you can still use the figures from census to we can use the figures from census to make certain projections. Are we together? And then with that projections, we can know how to make some plans, employment plans, some things we need to do, working with the figures that we have gotten from it. Are we together? But the some of the issues that we used to have many years ago, unfortunately, we still have them now. Unemployment is still there. And thank God for um, private sectors who has also helped to relieve. Actually, the reason for all this is not to make the government look bad. No, it's also to open our eyes to the things that we also need to do to help the process. Are we together? But we thank God for the private sector that have actually helped to reduce the rate of unemployment. But still, we still have um, unemployment. Unemployment is still one of the issues that the nation is battling with. So there are many things we can do. Are you there? People must be empowered apart from just waiting for the white collar job. You go to office every morning and then you come in the afternoon or in the evening with your tie, talking with your shoes, as good as it is. But some of us must understand that not everybody will follow that pattern. And the fact that you do not follow that pattern does not mean you will not be rich. The truth is, some of the richest people that we have now in the world are not really those who are going to office every morning, putting on their ties. And no, of course, they also get rich, but when we talk about those that become wealthy, they are not really those people who expect salary. They are not rich people, are not salary earners. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, well, if well, let's look at wealthy people. Maybe with your salary, you can still be rich to some extent. But when we talk about being wealthy, salary earners are not wealthy people. Those that are wealthy are those people who who have multiple streams of income and they have something they are doing. Either beyond just expecting salary every month. Either there's a way uh, you know, going to office every morning, expecting salary every month. There's a way it reduces your ability to multiply if care is not taken. There's some job you get and you just settle, you just feel that that's all. So all you are now doing is plan around your salary every month. No, you don't have to. You don't have to. The fact that you have gotten a salary job does not mean you will now settle for that. Because settling for that, it doesn't matter how high the money is equal to settling for less, no matter the amount you are collecting. So you must have another source of income that is not just tied to the monthly thing. If you have a monthly source of income, maybe salary, or that's good. But you must also trust God for wisdom on how to also make money, because you must you must have a system that can ensure that money comes to you at least every week. Are we together? You must draw out that system. A system that can ensure money comes to you every week. You must draw out that system. Because if all you want to do is just to stay with the salary, just expecting, and then when it is close to the month, no, that will not take you far. Are we together? One of the issues in the nation is unemployment. So we have to look at what do we do to actually uh, tackle unemployment. The truth is, the government alone cannot achieve it. Everybody must stand up to take responsibility. The private sector must, of course, I believe the private sector, they are doing their best. The governments too are trying, but the citizens must also uh, do something. Are you there? We must understand that it's not about just lobbying or trying to get the office job, the white collar job. There are other things you can do that will fetch you money. Praise God. So you can be self-employed. You can learn skills. Thank God now. We thank God for the civilization, technology, advancement in those things is really helping, because now you can even stay in your house and you are making money. All you need to do is to just be making content online, and then if God helps you, you have thousands of followers, you have thousands of views. Once you are able to reach that point where you have thousands of followers um, and thousands of views, are we together? Every month, there's a certain amount of money that you get from those social media handles. YouTube will pay you per month, and so there are people in Nigeria who are earning millions only from Facebook per month. There are people who are earning millions from YouTube per month, and those people, we always ensure they send the money to them. Of course, personally, I have not got into that point either. Maybe later, but uh, I know that's a reality. We have heard people talk about it, how much they get every month. Are you the ministers and other people to talk about how much they get from these social media handles, because they have thousands of followers and because they have thousands of views. So that makes it easy to also earn money. You can just stay in your house and you're earning money every month. Are you there? But you see, the beauty of life is that you can create something out of it. That's the beauty of life. So even at that, even when somehow God has helped you and then you are getting money from those online contents that you are creating, are you there? That's not enough. There must also be something you will create out of that thing. There must be another source. Otherwise, we will look lazy, even when it looks like we have something we are doing. There must also be another thing. Don't just say, well, it's online. No, there should be something on ground too that you can point to. Are you there? Whether you'll be there or you just put somebody there, there should be another physical structure that is tied to you, apart from, do you understand? So the beauty is, we must have other things that can also fetch us money. It should not just be one thing. Are you getting what I'm saying? Are you there? So there are people who are just somewhere seated, waiting for white collar job. We should not do that. Are you there? Let's get skill. Are you there? Thank God for. There's no way we won't thank God for this technological advancement. With your phone, you can learn skills. There are videos you can download online, and you learn a lot of things. Get something doing. Don't just fold your hands. Are we there? And if by grace you have a job you're doing, think of other things you can do. Just ensure that your source of money is not one. It's not one. At least two. Maybe you are doing your salary job and then you're also creating content online. At least you know you have two sources of income. Ensure it is not one, because anything can happen at any time. Are we together? That's it. Are you getting what I'm saying? So let's take note of that. There's a need for us to increase the source of money, our source of income is very important. Praise God. And then, like I used to say, somehow the devil has actually touched some things in this world. So every good thing seems to have a disadvantage, at least a disadvantage. So there's almost nothing that we can see that does not have a disadvantage. There's is is almost impossible to have something that will not have a disadvantage. So the things we call good in this life, they're actually those things that seems to have more advantages than disadvantages. That's all. As good as it is to make money online, create content online, that has led to a lot of terrible things now, because people now make a lot of false things because they want views and they want subscriptions. They want to keep making money online. Are you there? So you don't even know what to trust. That's the danger of that thing. Are you there? You don't even know what to trust. Back in those days, you know that when you come online, whatever you see, at least to about 90% of what you see online is true. 90% of whatever you see online. So once you have data, you just Google, you can trust that news. But now, the reverse is the case, because there are a lot of false informations around. Are you there? And this thing you can see it everywhere, virtually in every sector. People don't care about the damage that information will have, the damage it will cause on anybody that believes it. They are just concerned about, they need views, they need subscriptions, and they need to make their money. They need to increase the money that comes in for them. That's what they are concerned about. And that's another disadvantage of that. Are we together? So while we make attempts or try to ensure that we make money, we must also have it at the back of our mind that the things we do must be legal, number one. And we must also ensure that what we do to make money is something that can add value to the society. Are you there? There are some people that, although they are making money, but the things they are doing to get that is not really adding value to the society. It's not. Are we together? It's not. It's not adding any value to the society. So it's not just about making money. The purest way to make money in this life is to make money through a medium or through something that is adding value to the society. For example, are you there? You have a company where you make things, things that people will need. So people are coming to you, they are exchanging money for value. That's the best. Not creating false content online. People are reading, they are being misled, but you are making money. That's not it. That's not it. Are you there? That's why I love education. I mean, where education is really education, because even education these days has been watered down, because there's the value there is being sucked out gradually through cheating and all the malpractices we see around. Are you there? But where education is really education, you make money with value. Are you there? People come, they learn, they get knowledge, and they pay you. That's good. So the people are adding more value to themselves, and you are getting more money to yourself. Look at hospitals. People come and get treated, they are fine, and you get your money. So the purest form of money is the money you get by the value you had, the money you get in exchange for value. Are you getting what I'm saying? That's it. That's the purest form of money. So there are many other ways to make money, but it's good as a child of God to look for pure ways of making money. And the purest form of money making, is to add value. So there are people online also who are making real content. I mean, trustworthy content. Are you there? And they are adding values. People are listening to them, and they are adding more values to themselves, and they are making their money through it, because they are being paid by the social media device they have chosen to use. Are we together? So we need to tackle unemployment, and to be able to tackle that, everybody must stand to their responsibility. Number one, we must understand that the government alone cannot totally eradicate it. The government alone cannot single-handedly destroy unemployment. Except we support them, it will never be achievable. So the government will do will play their role, the private sector will play their role, and each of the citizens will also play their roles. Are we together? That's one. And then we also need to consider the things that we give out, especially to people that are working with us. It's very important. I see a lot of terrible things happening. Are you there? Because uh, what people call business, some people, anyways, not all. We thank God for those who are doing it the right way. But for some, what they call business is using people, using people to for their own selfish interest. And that's not business. Business is not using people. Business is working with people to achieve a common goal. So in at the end, everybody is okay. Not that one person is okay, the rest are not okay. Are we together? For example, in a company that ends, for example, if the total number of workers in a company, if the total number of workers in a company, if maybe they are less than 30, are you there? The total number of workers in a company, maybe they are less than 30. Are you there? And in that company, they make nothing less than, at least in a month, they make more than, in a month. In that company, if they make more than 10 million in a month, I don't expect the minimum wage of that kind of company to be 30,000 naira. It should be more than that. It should be more than that. How can the minimum wage of that kind of company even be 40,000? It is equal to using people. People are laboring. Are you getting what I'm saying? If the boss has money to buy, uh, to build mansions, use expensive cars, and the workers are finding it hard to even pay their rent, then that is not it. It will mean that people are being used. Are you getting what I'm saying? And that's what I see in some of the things we do. Even in some schools, some private schools, we see it there. Some private sectors, You see, in that area, well, the government is trying. Because this thing I'm saying is common to some private sectors. Of course, we know we have some private sectors who are doing well with respect to paying their staff, but we see it all around. You see the boss living expensive life. In a day, he can spend in a day he can just for pleasure. His clothes, just his top alone, is more than the salary of some of the staff. It's not supposed to be. It's not. When people are working, they should have a level of confidence. Are you there? They should be able to do something, uh, something, uh, something notable because of that work. The kind of work that only fits you. You are only being fed. It only caters for your feeding and your. If the kind of job you are doing is that kind of job that can only feed you and clothe you, maybe help you get some things to wear. Are you there? Just feeding and what you wear, and then somehow you are able to manage to pay your rent. That's not a good job. It means you are being used. So when the job is okay, you discover that it's not it will go beyond just feeding. Slavery is what only helps you to feed yourself. So there are certain things we call employment, but it's not really employment, it's slavery. Then another issue is inflation. You know, high cost of goods and services uh, is another uh, issue that we are battling with as a nation. When there is inflation, the cost of goods and services are increasing, and the money you make per month is not increasing, and you have to survive. So that reduces your tendency to save. No matter how much you love saving, you will not be able to save as much as you should. For example, somebody is earning 200,000 per month, and maybe in a month on feeding, he spends, maybe 100,000 on feeding. Don't know why it is like that. Okay, let's say maybe 100,000 on feeding plus, some Okay, feeding and transportation, 100,000. Are we together? And then clothing. It may not be every month he or she buys clothes, but let's just say clothing, maybe clothes plus the shoe or whatever they want to do. Everything is 40,000. So this person has 60,000 extra. So the person now saves 60,000 every month. So the total expenses now is just 140,000. So he saves 60,000 every month. And when inflation now comes in, maybe the price of things now doubled. Are you there? So suddenly, 140,000 that caters for transportation and feeding will no longer be enough. Because if it doubles, that's 280,000. And this person is receiving 200,000. And the salary has not increased. Are we together? And then clothing and the thing that he spends 40,000 on, that one also has doubled. That's now 80,000. So 280 plus 80,000. That's 360. 360,000. How much is he collecting? 200,000. The salary has not increased yet. The price of commodity has increased. So what will now happen? What that will actually lead to a low standard of living. So the person will now begin to feed on things that are not really qualitative because he needs to survive and the salary is not increasing. So we go for clothes of lesser values, now that's what leads to low standard of living. The price of commodities are increasing, salary is not increasing. And then maybe daily you spend 1,000 on transportation, now it's 2,000. And your salary is still 200,000. And you have to feed, you have to do everything. You have to do other things too. Maybe you have younger ones who will say, "Hello, sir, uncle, brother, please, I want this," and you have to still cater for that, at least to the best of your capacity. They are not forcing you, but because you want to act like a responsible brother, at least no matter how small it is. Maybe even if it is airtime, you want to do something. So all these things are factors that we should consider. So inflation actually comes to mess up things. When there's inflation, many things will be messed up. It will affect your financial plans. It will affect your savings. So most of the time, people are unable to handle inflation. So when inflation comes, they stop saving totally. But that's not the best thing to do. Are you there? When inflation comes, that's not the time to say, okay, I'm not saving. No, that's a good time to save. Are you there? You may just have to cut down some things. Are you there? And reduce some of the things you are doing that takes money. And that's all. Are we together? So that's it. So there's unemployment, there's inflation. And one thing I observe about the way people approach inflation is, well, to me, it's not a very good it's not a very good thing because when there's inflation, if at all you are going to increase the price of your goods and services because of the inflation, of course, it's understandable. But we must understand the principle of business. At least, I'm not a business person, but at least I know few things by the wisdom of God. I know quality and I know quantity. Are we together? So, for example, if I'm producing biscuits and then one biscuit, because of the quality of what I do, maybe one biscuit is 2,000 naira. There are biscuits like that. There are even biscuits that are more than 2,000 naira, just one. But let's even assume that I sell one biscuit for 500 naira. And people are buying it because it's a very qualitative something. Now, people are buying it because of the quality, and now there's inflation because now the price of flour has increased, the things I use to make the biscuit has increased. Now, what should I do? If at all I'm going to increase the price, are you there? The quality must remain. So the problem we have is people will reduce quality, reduce quantity, and increase the price. That's wickedness. Are you there? You can't reduce quality, reduce quantity, and increase the price. That is totally against the law. That's even illegal. That's just the truth. Not just that it is illegal, it will affect the lifespan of that your business. You may soon crash. Are you there? This is it. When there's inflation, are you there? You can increase the price, but leave the quality. Ensure the quality remains, because some people are really buying that thing for that quality. I'm not saying this because I'm an expert, but I'm just saying this because we all need to learn. Are we together? So you can increase the price, but leave the quality. One thing that must not be touched in goods and services is quality. Quality. Because quality is the life of whatever you're doing. That's the life. When you begin to tamper with quality, you are killing whatever you're doing. You are killing it. So at some point, maybe in that biscuit, maybe it is 4 that I put there for 500 naira. And now I've increased the price to 600. If I discover that it's still not very favorable, considering that I have workers to pay, are you there? What do? I can now reduce 4. Are you there? Because one pack is, there are 4 there. So I can reduce 4 to 3, but the quality will still be there. Let me give you an example. Maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, there's this biscuit I used to buy. Are you there? I don't want to mention the name. Praise God. It's a bit the price is not the normal, it's not this smaller biscuits. It's one of those fairly big biscuits. They're considering the price and the quality. Now, the reason I buy the biscuit is because of the quality. You understand? When you eat it, you can see the butter, the richness of the biscuit, and it's not sugary. It's not. So when you eat it, it's actually baked. The biscuit is baked. Are you there? So when you eat it, you don't see, it's not sugary, but you see the taste is okay. It's such that if you eat 1 or 2, you'll be filled. That's the kind that biscuit. That's how it is. You'll be filled because the things that it's a baked thing. You understand? It's baked. Now I bought it off recently, maybe last week or 2 weeks ago, and unfortunately I could not. Just when I took one of it, there are about, I think, 4 there. 4 there. So when I took one, that was when I realized that I cannot eat this biscuit again. Why? One, they have reduced the size. I don't even have issues with that. Reducing the size, it's okay. It's still 4, but somehow they reduced the size, and you can see from the shape of the biscuit, it's okay. I don't have issues with that. But they now also reduced the quality. It was no longer tasting like it used to taste before. When you take a bite, no, you all the flavors, you just enjoy, you know what you are eating, and then it's not sugary. Now they have reduced that quality. The flavor you get, you are no longer getting it. Now they now increase the sugar level. I said, Jesus, this is too sugary. I had to just give it to somebody very close to me. I said, please, you I think the Lord has blessed you today. I just passed it to someone. That I just told myself that day. I said, I think I'm done with this biscuit. Are we together? So you must be careful not to touch quality. The price may go high. Are you there? The quantity may reduce, but quality should remain. Are you there? And then you have to be a man of integrity too, because when you notice that the price is now dropping, inflation is now going. Don't say, well, I've increased the price. I can't. No, you can reduce the price again. Maybe you have moved it from 500 to 800, but now things have now gone back to the way it used to be. So you can go back to your 500, or at least go back to 600, and do something to the quantity while the quality remains. Are you getting what I'm saying? So this is applicable to goods and services. Whether you are producing goods or you are directly offering services, your quality must remain. You can't go to a rich person and say, please vote for me, I will give you even when you say 100,000, they'll just look at you and say, what are you saying? Because your money cannot buy their vote. Why? They have money already. It's only the poor that you can cajole with 20,000 per vote, 20,000 naira per vote, 10,000 naira per vote. For those that are rich, you can't buy them. Some of them is not even because they are not corrupt. It's just because they know they have more than that. Are we together? So, um, empowering our people financially has a way of reducing corruption. Yes, it has a way of. So the government should not be afraid to do that. Everybody should be fine. Are we together? Everybody should be fine. Uh, and then salary should be paid as when due. There should not be any delay. Are you there? Because when we begin to delay, we are actually betraying the trust of the people. We are actually betraying their trust, the trust they have in us. We are betraying it. We are destroying it. Are we together? We must understand that um, what salary means to people is not the same. It's not the same. For some people, that's their hope for the next month. So when you now begin to delay it unnecessarily, January salary, now they are in March, they have not collected it. So June, it was in June now that they are now collecting January and February salary. When you begin to do that, they may still try to manage, but that thing you are doing is wickedness. Especially when there's no announcement regarding that. Just acted, no, that's not good. That's not good because what salary means to different people is not the same. What salary does in different families is not the same. For some, they are not even living on the salary. But for some, that is what is sustaining them. Are you there? So gradually, the person wants to survive, and then they come to their place of work and they are doing some things they should not do. I went to a place to minister a particular institution recently, and then they told me the stature of corruption. When I saw the stature of corruption in that institution, I I I I was scared. I was scared. They told me that initially their lecturers told them that because government are not paying them. They now said now government is paying them, but the structure is still there. You know what they do? They told me that to do assignment, when the lecturer gives you assignment, are you there? To submit the assignment, you have to come with 1,000 naira. So submitting assignment is 1,000 naira. If you don't come with 1,000 naira, they will not collect it. Now, during tests, to submit test is 1,500. So every submission has their own price tag. They are the one telling me this themselves, the students. Are you there? And they are saying it's a normal thing. They have just normalized it. Although they say that there are few lecturers who are not doing that, but those ones are very few. But most of them, that's what they are doing. They give you assignment, you submit with 1,000 naira. Test, uh, test 1,500. That's not all. They now say that when you now do exams, that their lecturers can have like 10 recording sheets. So they just bring one to the class and say, well, everybody failed. So once they say that, the student already understands. So you now come to the office. Some of those offices, by the time you enter, the account number is on the table. That's they are the one telling me all this. The account number is on the table. So you failed my course, but if you want to pass, just cooperate. And then you send money. There's probably a fixed amount of money you send. So by the time you come back again, that F will have changed to C or will have changed to B. And then we are now complaining that the crime rate is increasing. Why will it not increase? People are now into internet stealing and those things, Yahoo and the likes. Why? Because they have to get money by all means. And then the sister because it was a sister and a brother, they were the one telling me this. They are in the school. And then the sister now said, even to call our parent now for money is somehow because they are always asking, what are you doing with money? Every week you're always asking. And they don't know that it's the school. You have to pay for assignment. You have to. Are you there? The sister even said, even for her to even buy clothes now, she can't buy clothes. All the money is just for the school to submit assignment, to submit tests. That's just how it is. And guess what? Student projects, you will also pay again. So they will just give you your project. I don't even understand what things are turning into these days. Just when it is time to write project, you will pay. They will just give you the project, fully done, packed by the school. So there is really no opportunity for creativity. The students are not given the opportunity to really improve or work on themselves. Why? Because corruption is eating up the system. Initially, the excuse the lecturers had in that school was, oh, they are not paying us. Now they are paying them. They are now used to that corrupt system. Can you see that? So we have to ensure that um, salaries are paid as at the right time, so that we will have enough audacity to correct some things, so that nobody will have excuse why it's because salary is not coming in, so that they will not even begin to put yoke on the people. Are we together? All right, let's look at um, some statistics here concerning insecurity. So imagine somebody, you go to work every month, every day, maybe Monday to Friday. You go to work Monday to Friday, and then your transport, at least your transport, by that you had your transportation cost, that's about 30,000. Are you there in a month? Are you there? You go to work Monday to Friday, and you are living alone, and you are getting your transport cost is 30,000. Are you there? And you are earning 100K per month, 100,000 per month. You know that you are not, that's not a job for you, especially if you are living in areas like Lagos. Because in Lagos, to even get one room, you'll be shocked the price they will give you for one room. You see, the price of houses differ by location. If you come to places like Ondo, you still get good houses with, at affordable prices. You can still get, maybe 250,000, 300, 400, 500. Are you there? You can still get flats in Ondo. But if you go to places like Lagos, you'll be dealing with millions just for the same thing you are getting here. The same thing in another location is higher. Are you getting what I'm saying? So in places like Lagos, are you there? In places like Lagos, Port Harcourt, Ibadan, and some other places like that, if you there are certain money that will mean nothing to you because of uh, the cost of living in that place. Are you there? So a good job is not that one that only helps you feed yourself. So if you are listening to me and your mentality of life is, if I just let me just be able to feed myself, at least buy clothes and pay my rent, I'm okay. That's that. You are not okay. You are not okay. That's a poor mentality. You are not okay. How can you say just feed yourself, put on clothes, and just be able to pay your rent? Do you want to continue to rent house, to keep renting houses? Are you getting what I'm saying? But that's not a job. That's because although you are giving something to it, but the value you are getting in return is not proportional to the value you are giving. That is if you are actually a committed worker. Because there are many factors to consider. There are some people too who are not really giving their best. They are just there. They are not even effective. I'm talking about somebody that is effective, that is really adding value. If you are really adding value, the values you are adding should be proportional to what you are getting. Are you getting what I'm saying? You see, when you are really adding value, sometimes it doesn't matter how much they pay you. Nobody can really pay you the amount that is equal to the value you are giving. But at least you should go beyond just eating, putting on clothes, and paying your rent. And for some, by the time they pay their rent at the end of the year, they have nothing left. So they continue that cycle again, feeding, buy few clothes. The remaining, they pay their rent. So that means if that's the thing you are doing, by the time you pay your rent, everything is done. That means you are not working. You are just surviving. If you continue that way, you will discover you will not make any impact because you have not been empowered. except if by wisdom you are able to get another source. That's why we must work on getting other sources, not just one. Are we together? We must have other sources to be okay. Are we together? I hope you know that money is an empowerment. Yes, money is an empowerment. Money is an empowerment. So when you have money, you are empowered to do certain things in this space. Are we together? So your mentality must change. Your mentality must change. Am I saying now? I hope you get this right. There are times that you have to hold on to that kind of job, at least so that you will not be unemployed. But why you do that, it's either you look for another or you think of other source of income. Because if you don't, that's not a job. Either when you are really doing a good job, you must, after feeding, clothing yourself, paying your rent if you are still renting houses, you must still have extra. It must it must create a space for extra. You must be able to say, okay, this is what I have, this is what I'm saving. And you get what that thing must be there. The kind of job you are doing that does not create savings for any other expenses that may come up, it's not a job. If the only savings you are doing is just for your rent, that's like you're actually empty. Are you there? That's it. And it's because the structure of employment, the structure of payment in that place is not good. So you see people who are working, they have been working for years. Now they want to do their wedding, and then the load is still on their parent. Their parent is still the one doing everything for them. The only thing they do is maybe just to buy their suit and that's all. And then they are doing the elaborate wedding from the money, from the parents' money. Then what are you doing on that job? Praise God. So we have to really work on ensuring that let's think of what we can do. We can make money online. Are you there? There are many things we can do. Are you there? But the government cannot do everything when it comes to employment. The government will add their quota, the private sector, and the citizens also. Let's sit up. Let's ensure we are not using one another. Yes, it's very important. Let's ensure that we are not using one another. Take for instance, in an organization, they may say, okay, this is the amount we want to pay. This is the amount that will be paying the cleaners. Organizations, they have cleaners. Those who are sweeping, ensuring that everywhere is tidy. Maybe it is 70,000 per month. Are you there? From the headquarters? That's the agreed amount. Now, when you go to different centers where they have their branches, you may see different prices. Some can be paying them 50,000. Some can pay them 40,000. Now the question is, where is the remaining one? They will keep it to themselves. Meanwhile, this same set of people are also earning their own salary. Are you there? But you see, this mentality of always using people. So the same set of people will say, "Oh, our government, they are not." Even you too. Are you not corrupt? So corruption is not just at the governmental level. When we even talk about government is not just about politics. How you do your your things on daily basis is government. The plans you make, how you treat people is government. So government is not just tied to politics. Government is, government can be seen even at the lowest level. The way the father of the house directs the home, that's government. Family is a reflection of government. Are you getting what I'm saying? Yes. Anywhere you have leadership, you have government there. You have government there. So when we talk about government, just know that you are not just talking about the political leaders, the president, the governors. You're also talking to yourself too. Because even you are part of the government. Because there are people you are leading, whether directly or indirectly. So how are you treating them? Because if you are not treating them well, that means you too, you are actually pushing, you are pioneering bad governance. Are we together? That's why you see some houses that are built house, and then before you even park into the house, I've seen some houses that even before roofing, They have not even roofed the house. Are you there? The house will just collapse again. And you are wondering what is happening. The problem is quality. And one of the things that is affecting quality, are you there, is confessiousness. Yes, confessiousness has a way of affecting quality. What do I mean? Now, you want to build a house for someone and you told the person 200 bags of cement. The person brought it. And because you want to get some of the cement to yourself, so you now begin to manage what you should not manage. Because uh, you can ask those that are involved in building. There's a measured amount of sand that you use for a bag. A measured amount for a bag. So because you want to get some of the bags to yourself, you are now using double of that amount for one bag. Meanwhile, double of that amount is supposed to go for two bags, but you are using double of that amount for one bag. That thing you are doing, there's no quality there. Are you there? And because there's no quality there, it will end up affecting the lifespan of your business. Because by the time you build houses for 2, 3, 4, 5 people, and the house keeps, and it's the same, collapsing, people will start, avoiding you. And when that happens, we are quick to say, oh, there's somebody somewhere who is fighting me. No, you are the one. Is your confessiousness that is fighting you. It's your greed that is fighting you. Are we together? So there's a place of integrity. It's very important. Any business that will stand the test of time must have the badge of integrity on it. Are we together? Yes. So any organization that will stand the test of time must have the seal of integrity on it. You must be a man or a woman of integrity. The capital is not enough. Although, according to economics, when you have capital, you can start a business. And then, because if you even go to an expert, and you ask and you tell them you want to go into a business, they tell you, well, do you have capital? When you say yes, they say, okay, you are good to go. But you see, I tell you, capital is not enough. One of the greatest capitals you can have is integrity. So while you get capital in form of while you get the monetary capital, you also get the integrity too. So integrity is also a capital. And so when you add integrity to the money you have and you start the business, you go far. Are we together? You go far. And this is not just for business too. It's applicable in all sectors, even a minister. You don't reduce the quality of what you're doing. Are you there? Because now, no. We see it in the book of Acts of the Apostles. The apostles said, oh, I think it will not be right for us to leave the ministry of the word and begin to attend to tables. That's quality. They know that if they start attending to tables, the quality will reduce. The quality of the word they give will reduce. So they had to assign people to do that so that they can really they can maintain quality. It's very, very important. Are we together? All right, let's look at these statistics here, and then we'll begin to round off my teaching for today. All right, so let's move to the last um, point for today. We'll be looking at uh, we'll be looking at insecurity. Are you there? So, of course, there is advancement in technology. We can see it obviously in the advanced nation. Now, why do we call some nation advanced nation? What makes a nation advanced is actually the advancement in their technology. That's all. So when you say advanced nation, you are saying that there is there's a notable advancement in their technology. There was a murder that took place. Somebody was killed. I think I mentioned it in maybe the beginning of this series too, maybe part 1 or 2. Somebody was killed, and somehow, because of the advancement in technology, they were able to trace the person, how the person did it, and now the person was captured. Are you there? The person is captured already. Now, the thing is, can we do that in Nigeria? Or do we have that kind of technology in Nigeria? No. That's the answer. But can we do it? Yes. So why are we not doing it? Are you there? The thing is, when corruption is high, people will be afraid of doing some things. Why? Because by the time you do it, you may be the first person that thing will catch. So that you will not disgrace yourself. You just look away from it. Are you there? Even when the people you are leading will suffer from it, you will look away from it. Because unfortunately, some of the leaders are also the ones sponsoring some of these bandits, some of these people who are killing everywhere. Some of the leaders are the ones sponsoring them. So if we have that kind of advanced technology in Nigeria, are you there? By the time you begin to catch them, it becomes easy to catch them. And somehow, some of them will leak out the secret. So they rather discourage it than encouraging it. So while we discourage it, we think that we are helping ourselves. We don't know that we are actually going to keep increasing uh, crime rate. So something will happen, then they say, the police, please ensure you get this. Yes, sir. How will you get it? They will start moving from place to place, asking questions. What if they don't tell you the truth? Yes, do you know anybody here? How did this person? That's an old way of making investigation. There are devices you can use. We have drones now. A lot of devices you can use. You have some drones that looks like a bird, and then you'll just be flying like a bird where the terrorists are. They won't know. They will just think it's a bird. We have those things. Are you there? We can train our people to be able to operate that. Are you there? We can have um, another body that is that will look into crime in a more advanced way. So whatever when there's a crime, the military, the police, they can reach out to that department and then they can carry out that plan. They can work on it using their technology. And you see that the crime rates will reduce. Because when you know that if you do anything wrong, you'll be caught, you will not even want to do it. But you know why? Some of the leaders are actually they are involved in some of these things. Are you there? Unfortunately, some people will want the leadership of another person to crash. So in order to do that, they will keep sponsoring bandits just to be causing problems, so that they can use that to campaign against the person. Say during your own tenure, these people died, these people died. By the time that one uses that to campaign and he comes into office, another person also sponsors another set of bandits again to make the tenure of that person poor, so that they can also use that. Are you there? So we are destroying the people. Then we come up again and say, okay, we can help you. They vote for you. Another person comes and destroy the people. So we feel that the best way to rule the people is to destroy the people. That philosophy is satanic. So we make them poor, so that by the time we want to vote, the 10,000 naira we want to give them will be big before them because they don't have money. That's not that's a demonic philosophy. We have to work on this. All right. In 2003, Nigeria experienced significant loss of life due to various factors. Can you see that? In 2003, Nigeria experienced a significant loss of life due to various factors. Number one, maternity death. Maternity death. Nigeria recorded approximately 75,000 maternal deaths in 2023, accounting for 28.7% of um, global maternity mortality statistics. Maternity has to do with birth, mortality has to do with death. So when they say maternity mortality statistics, they are saying um, birth, the death that is attached to birth. Either the mother died while giving birth or the baby died while, those kind of things. So that has to do with maternity. It's either the mother died or the baby died. So either of the two is maternity death. Do you understand? So the country is also ranked second globally in maternity death. Can you see that? Why 29% of the global toll of 290,000 maternity deaths ceases every year. Can you see that? Now, since this happened in our nation, Nigeria, are you there? And with these statistics, we can see how high the death rate is. Are you there? That means uh, to even get pregnant now, you are scared because you don't know what will happen while you are delivering. Are we together? So, what are we doing in this area? So, could it be that maybe the people that are in charge they need more training? Could it be, or could it be that there are facilities that need to be available? So all these things are questions to ask so that this kind of problem will not reoccur. So that means with this now we know that there are things to do in the health sector. And this is just record that has to do with childbirth. What of other records? Maybe those that are sick that came to the hospital, those that needed operation. There are a lot of deaths, but this one is just one aspect of the health sector. Births. What of other sectors? That means there are things to do in other sectors too. When we talk about health, are you there? So these are the things we see and we work on. There are modern technologies that can be used. Although there are some situations uh, that can be beyond our control, but we must ensure that everything we need, are you there, to ensure that we reduce these things, they are put in place. They are kept in place. And then of course, we see the budget of the nation for the year, trillions of naira, billions of naira. Are you there? But another thing is, as we make this budget, are we really sending it down to appropriate quarters? Those people that the things are sent to, because obviously you cannot just send it directly to those places. Somebody will be in charge. So all these people, are they accountable? And that's one thing I was stressing, I think, 2 days ago. When leaders are not accountable, they will not be effective. So all the billions and trillions we spend every year on budgets, on national budgets, the people we are giving this money to distribute it, to send it to those sectors, are we getting feedback from them? And not just, yes, I have done it. No, are we tracing it? Are we going back to those places they said they have worked in? Are we getting feedback from those places? It's not because we don't trust them. It's just for accountability. But sometimes we feel like, oh, how are we going to go back to us? We don't want anybody to feel like we don't trust them. No, this is leadership. There has to be transparency and accountability. We can ask questions. Are you there? Publicly, we can ask questions. So at least if anybody is lying, the people, they know what they have received and what they have not received. Or see, until we begin to value accountability, some of the problems we have in this nation will not be solved. Look at what is happening in the health sector now. This is just birth. This is just birth, child delivery. What of other parts, other sector in the health, under the health sector? What of other aspects too? And every year the country makes budget. There's always the budget for the health sector. For the person we give all this money to ensure that the money is evenly distributed. Is there any accountability structure? Are you there? The person we give the money to, the minister, are you there? Whoever we disburse it, are you there? Must be accountable. The person this particular person we also give the money to disburse it to the lowest level must also be accountable. So at every level of leadership, we must encourage accountability for there to be effectiveness. How you get what I'm saying? Imagine 75,000 maternity deaths in 2003. That means 75,000 people died. Is that the mother and the child died, or the mother died, the child was alive, or the child died, and you just imagine that kind of thing. So that means in 75 families now, just in 2003, there is sorrow just because somebody got pregnant. Should women now be afraid of getting pregnant? Should giving birth now become something that can take life, something that is scary? Should women now start crying because they are pregnant? Something that should be a thing of joy. We have to really work on this. The accountability is the key. If we can work with accountability as a nation, and we ensure that everyone is accountable at each level, you will see that whatever money we are budgeting toward, we are giving to all these sectors, it will be used effectively because they know they will give account. Nobody will divert money to their personal accounts. Nobody will use money to buy expensive things because they know they will give account. Are you there? There was a time I could remember. There was a time where the Ghanaians were here. We have a lot of Ghanaians. At that time, the nation there was an issue with the economy. It was looking like the number of people in the country at that time are more than the available resources. Are you there? It looks like at that time, there are three kinds of population. We have underpopulation, uh, uh, we have overpopulation, and we have, I think, optimum population. Are you there? So underpopulation is when the people in a nation, are you there? They are lesser than the available resources. That means there will be enough job opportunities. Are you there? Because they are underpopulated. So the number of people in that land, they are not up to the resources there. So there will be enough for them, even excess. But in optimum, it just means that the number of people in that land is equal to the number of resources. But in overpopulation, it means that the number of people in that land is more than the resources. So in that kind of situation, there will be there will be cases of unemployment. Are we together? So I think at this particular point in Nigeria, at that point, I mean, um, Nigeria was actually experiencing overpopulation due to the influx of people, especially the Ghanaians, Cameroonians, and other neighboring countries that has come to Nigeria. Because at that time, the economy of Nigeria seems to be good. So people were coming in. The same way Nigerians now are looking for every opportunity to travel abroad. Then, people were looking for opportunities to come here because of our economy. But I'm trusting that the Lord will restore those good years in Jesus' name. But then that was the case. People will come here to live a good life, things like that. But it happens to be that at that time, I think Nigeria was now beginning to suffer from overpopulation. So one of the measures they took was to send back those people to their country so that at least the overpopulation heat will reduce. So one of the remarkable incidents was the Ghana leaving Nigeria because they left in mass. The decree was made, they gave them a particular limit of time, and a particular time range for all of them to evacuate the country. And then you see the Ghanaians. And that was what led to Ghana must go. They had to get bags, and to travel in the day, in the night to move to their country. So the Ghanaians, they moved back to Ghana. Are you there? So it was those bags they were using, to move their things. That was what led to there's this particular bag we call Ghana Must Go. So that name Ghana Must Go that was given to that bag is tied to that incident because they all need to get their bags traveling in the night, in the day. Now Ghana is now, you can see the nation now. Ghana is not bad. Are you there? We send them to their place. We send them to their nation. But now they are working on themselves. Are you there? But how far have we worked on ourselves too? So it was not that sending away that led to the establishment of the nation Ghana. Ghana was already existing at that time. Only that at that time, Nigeria seems to be far more better than Ghana. The economy of Nigeria was far more better. So they now had to send all the Ghanaians. They gave them a deadline to leave Nigeria. So they had to go back to their nation. And the government, too, of course, they can't send away their people. They have to look for a way to help their people to start a new life. Are we together? So Nigeria has passed through a lot of phases. It was not only Ghana that left, other people too were sent back. They had to leave. But how far have we worked on ourselves? These people, we have sent them away. And of course, later, the tension, because at that time there was kind of tension between Nigeria and Ghana. It's looking like a conflict. There were a lot of policies that were made. Everything is looking like the two nations are not in good terms. But thank God now there's unity. The love is back. But how far have we worked on ourselves? That's the emphasis. In 2023, Nigeria's death rate was approximately 11.7 deaths per 1,000 people, with an estimated 2 million, please note this, an estimated 2,620,000 deaths occurring in 2023. So 2023 is a serious year. Look at millions of people dying just in 2023. How many days do we have in a year? 365 days. 365 days. So that means if you divide this figure by 365, that means we have more than 100 people dying per day. More than 100 people. That's what it means. If you divide this figure 2,620,000 by 365, because we have 365 days in a year. So that means averagely you actually have more than Jesus. What am I even saying? More than 200 people dying in a day. Just imagine this figure died in 1 year. That's too much. That's serious. So just like I've said, I don't want to keep repeating things, but we have to work on accountability, and we should not be afraid to use modern technologies to track down crimes. It's very important. Under 5 mortality rate. That means children that are less than 5 years old who died. 115 deaths per 1,000 live births. So out of every 1,000 births, 115 children who are less than 5 years old died. With Nigeria being one of the 4 countries globally where this rate exceeds 100 deaths per 1,000 live births. Can you see that? Maternity death. Approximately 75,000 maternity deaths were recorded in 2023, accounting for about 28.7% of global maternity mortality statistics. Causes of death. Major causes of death includes preventable childhood diseases, pneumonia, malaria, diarrhea diseases. So these childhood diseases are preventable. So to mean that we did not take the needed measure, and because we could not prevent what is preventable, we recorded that number of deaths. And this still boils down to accountability. Everybody must, from the head to the grassroots level, there must be a system of accountability. You see, if God can help us to achieve this, a system of accountability, you will see that the nation will change. And that's why it looks like some other nations are better than ours, because there is accountability. Are you getting what I'm saying? There's a room to question the leaders, and they won't see it as a threat. Praise God. Complications during pregnancy and childbirth. That was also one of the things that led to that. Insecurity and banditry, leading to displacement, food scarcity, and malnutrition. And the registration of death. Only about 10% of deaths were registered, according to the National Population Commission. Are we saying that? So I believe if we work on all these things, there are many things to say, but I need to begin to round up here. If we work on all these things, I believe that we are going to have a better nation in the name of Jesus. Now, the National Population Commission is responsible for registering birth, death, and stillbirth in Nigeria, with about 4,000 registration centers across the country. However, the commission faces challenges in ensuring complete registration, particularly for deaths. That means some deaths were not actually recorded, because some deaths were not reported to that commission. The Lord is helping us. Let's keep praying for the nation, and also let's be a man and a woman of integrity, because the mantle of leadership can fall on you anytime. Remember, government is not just about people in politics. Everyone is involved in government. If you are in the family, in your family, you are also involving in government. As the elder brother, how are you treating the younger ones? That's government. How you deal with people is a reflection of government. So let's be a man and a woman of integrity. And as we begin to practice integrity as a lifestyle, as we begin to live integrity as a lifestyle, even from the grassroots level, it will help us either to change the nation. Because if the nation will change, we have to do it collectively. No, one man cannot do it. We must agree together to change the nation. As we do that, the Lord will help us in Jesus' name. Don't forget, keep praying for the nation. Keep praying for our leaders, political leaders, religious leaders, and all form of leaders. Let's keep praying for the nation. Let's pray for our leaders, and let's also work on ourselves so that we can build the needed value to change the world and also to change our nation and make it a better place to stay. God bless you. All right, let's look at Christian persecution. Christian persecution. Over 8,000 Christians were reportedly killed in Nigeria in 2023. Can you see that? With Benue State experiencing the most Christian deaths. So the Christian persecution was high, very high in Benue. Benue had 1,450 fatalities, followed closely by Plateau State. Plateau, 1,400. That means in Benue alone, in 2023, 1,450 people died, or 1,450 people were seriously injured, followed by Plateau, 1,400. This is Christian persecution, and all these figures now, they are all Christians. Just imagine that. Kaduna and Niger State also saw significant losses, with 822 and 730 Christians killed respectively. So these figures are Christians who were killed because of their faith, just because you are a Christian now. Are you getting what I'm saying? And this is a nation where we have mega churches, we have a lot of conferences, a lot of crusades, and you see that. So it is I don't know, but it's alarming to hear all these things. It's alarming. Are you there? Where another religion can be killing another religion, and then nothing is done about it. Thousands of people are killed. Are you there? Are we going to continue like this? When are we going to start working like the advanced nation, especially in the area of security? I'm saying this. You see, the day we begin to use advanced technology for, to track down crimes, that day is the day we are going to see a significant decline in the crime rate. That's the truth. We're going to see a significant decline in the crime rate because people know they'll be caught. By the time we do it, we catch them. Are you there? Continuously, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. People will crime rate will start reducing because they know whatever they do, even if it is kidnapping, we will still catch them because the devices are there. It will cost us, but it will save life. Any leadership that does not value the life of the people, it's not a sound leadership. So when we hear all these things, what do we do? Do we just go there to visit them? As good as it is to visit them, at least we are showing our condolences, but that's not all. The fact that we have gone there to visit them, it doesn't bring back to life the father that died. It doesn't bring back to life the mother that died. It doesn't bring back to life the children that were killed. So we need to look beyond our own selfish interest and then get all these things. It will cost us money, but let's do what we need to do to ensure that our method of tracking down crimes is improved. Look at what happened in the US. In less than a week, the footage was out. The person that came, how the person did it, where the person went to, the kind of gun the person used, they tracked it immediately. That's the benefit of technology. Are we together? That's the benefit. So we can do it. We can do it. It's not about we making the device. We can buy the thing. That's why I'm saying it will cost us money. Let's buy it and then we train our people to use it. Same way we order speaker from abroad, other things. We can buy these things for the sake of the life of our people. Insecurity is one big monster that the country has been trying to deal with, and yet we have not been able to successfully conquer it. But the good news is we can. Either when the life of our people starts becoming important to us, either you'll see that it will be something we will do. Are we together? So we need to really work on insecurity. And Nigeria is, having 8,000 people, 8,000 Christians killed just because they are Christians is not, it's not a good thing. It's not. Are we together? It's not. And we know those people that are doing these things. So what are we doing about it? So there's a kind of religious, uh, there's a kind of religion bias. Oh, the person, the head of government at that time, oh, he's also is in this other religion. So if my religion comes to kill this other religion, how will I go and fight them? We are all in the same religion. So let's just go and visit them and say sorry to them. It's not supposed to be. It's not. We have to do something. We have to do something. And the church also must arise. Especially when it comes to persecuting Christians, the church must arise. Let's not wait for government. When I say the church must arise, I'm not saying we should rebel against the government. Arising here means let us take our stand. In taking our stand, we may need to work on certain legal measures to ensure that something like that does not happen again. Sometimes when the government sees that we, the church, we are taking our stand, they will also support us. As simple as this is, sometimes people need somebody to take a step before they move. But if everybody refuses to take any step, nothing will be done. Are you there? It's not enough to hold our conferences, our crusades, our revival, concerts, while our people are dying there. Don't feel unconcerned. Oh, I don't have people there. Because you don't have people there now, you don't have to feel concerned. Please, we have to do something. The Lord will help us. Another one is violence and terrorism. The country witnessed numerous violent incidents, including attacks by Boko Haram and other extremist groups. In one incident, nearly 200 people were killed in a coordinated attack on multiple villages in Plateau State. Can you see that? Nearly 200 people were killed. All these things still boils down to technology. We need to begin to, let's not just be relying on investigations from the policemen, from the military. They are doing well. But when we get technology, it will also help the policemen, the military people. It will help them to do more. Are you there? It will help them. And then even corruption will reduce. By the time you try to divert the money of the nation to your account and they track you, if we do it for 2, 3, 4, or 10 of the leaders, everybody will cooperate. Are you there? So that's why we must also, it begins from the leader. We must be a man and a woman of integrity first. Because if we don't have integrity, we won't be able to implement all these things because we know that our own secret will be leaked and we will not want to do that. So please, the Lord is helping us. This terrorism and violence has to be reduced greatly. Death rate. Nigeria's crude death rate was reported at 11.74 deaths per 100,000 people. Per 1,000, I mean. Okay, let me take that again. Nigeria's crude death rate was reported at 11.47 deaths per 1,000 people in 2023. That's serious, indicating a decline from previous years. Other incidents, mob violence, kidnappings, and banditry also contributed to the high number of fatalities. In August 2023, reports emerged of people fleeing to Cameroon. Can you see that? Due to Boko Haram's seizure of the border town of Kirawa in Borno State. So people had to run away from Nigeria, are you there, to the neighboring country. Why? Seeking for safety, security, and shelter. Because even in their own land, terrorists are not letting them rest. We have to do something.